Hey everyone, meet my mom. Today we're getting creative and making some clothes just for her. She says it's hard to find anything cute on her size. Often she ends up with clothes in boring colors or dresses that are too wide, making her look bigger. Plus, tops and dresses are usually a bit too short for her liking. So I went to Joann's to pick out patterns in size 4XL, and there was almost nothing to choose from. The variety was mostly up to 2XL, so I only bought 4 patterns: two button-up blouses, a cardigan, and some knit dresses. I'm going to turn the simplicity dress pattern into a long sleeve top. I already made the mock-up, and after trying it on, my mom asked me to make the neckline narrower. So I added some tracing paper to the pattern and made the adjustments. In my opinion, this is the most beautiful print of all the knit fabrics at Joann's, and it's also very soft, so I bought a lot of it. The sleeve was too wide, so I removed 2 inches from the middle. I also added some length since this will be a spring or fall garment. I liked the original length, but my mom wanted to add 2 more inches. Also, if you look at just the pattern, you can see the hemline gets shorter and shorter from the center front to the center back. I had to cut the hem unevenly so that it would look even on my mom's figure. Here's a close look at the neckline. I added the same amount to both shoulders to make them align, raised the back a bit and the front more. I did this because the sleeves pulled the neckline, making it wider, and the bra straps were almost showing. Hopefully it works out better now. Now with right sides together, I'm joining the front and back pieces. First I'll sew the shoulders, then move on to the sides. Serging is perfect for knit fabrics like this because it keeps the seams stretchy and flexible. With right sides together, I'm pinning the sleeve to the armhole. I make sure the side seam is pressed in the opposite direction from the sleeve seam to avoid creating any unnecessary bulk where the sleeve is attached. Alright, let's move on to the neckline. I've already cut a strip of fabric to the right size and joined the ends. Now I'm just marking the center points of the band so I can line them up perfectly with the front and back of the sweater. Once everything is pinned in place, I'll sew it on the serger. As you can see, I sewed the neckband to the wrong side of the shirt. Now I'm going to flip the band to the right side and attach it with an elastic stitch. Since I have a cover stitch machine, I'll be using it to finish the band, as well as to hem the bottom of the short and the sleeves. To make the process smoother, I basted everything by hand first. This helped keep everything in place, making it easier and faster to sew. I chose light colored threads that match the flowers because I thought they would blend in better than the black. I always use a pressing cloth when ironing fabrics with polyester. It's a simple way to protect the fabric and the iron so I don't risk any damage. The neckline is done. Actually, the whole short is finished now, and I'm happy with how everything came together. Now let's see how it looks on my mom. I also made mom another short using the same pattern. Now I'm moving on to sewing a spring cardigan for her. I don't usually go for knitted fabrics when I'm shopping, but when I saw this one at Joann's, I just had to get a lot of it. It's super soft and feels so nice to the touch. The reverse side is almost like ribbon, which makes it perfect for cuffs and neckbands. Plus, it's lightweight and stretches in every direction. I'm pretty sure it's a viscose blend, and I can't wait to start working with it. But first, I need to wash it. I always wash my fabrics in a large mesh bag to keep them from twisting and stretching in the washing machine. I decided to cut the back on the fold instead of splitting it into 2 pieces, which is why the seam allowances extend beyond the fabric. I'll leave the neckline as is, but I'll trim the shoulders a little. The thing is, this pattern has a huge armhole, so I'm reducing it by removing some excess fabric. You can see the pleat that comes from the armhole. That's where I'm taking off about 3 inches from both the front and the back pieces together. If you've used this pattern before, did you change the armhole size at all? I'd love to hear what you did. And of course, I adjusted the length of the cardigan to fit my mom's figure. To make everything look even, I made the hem shorter at the back center and gradually made it longer towards the middle of the front. Finding the right thread color was a bit of a challenge. These two spools were the closest match, though not perfect. So, to save space on the shelf, I decided not to buy all four. Instead, I'll wind them onto two bobbins and use them on the serger. I just sewed the side seams and the shoulders, and now I'm carefully pressing them with an iron. The next step is to attach the neckband to the cardigan opening. For this part, I decided to look at the instructions. They say to attach the folded band to the right side of the cardigan. It might not look great on the inside, and that matters because the cardigan opens up when you wear it, and my not so perfectly matching thread would show. So I decided to go a completely different route. I'm going to sew one side of the band to the wrong side first, then fold the edge over and top stitch it from the right side. In this case, sewing the corner will be a bit tricky. I'll turn the band on fold to the inside and sew it here. Then I can trim the excess fabric and turn it back out. This way, the corner will come out nice and neat. Since I took some off the armhole, I had to do the same with the sleeve so it would still fit properly. Instead of redrawing the whole sleeve pattern, I just folded a little pleat down the center and smoothed out the sleeve cap. My mom didn't want the sleeves to be wide and floppy around the wrists, so we decided to finish them with fitted cuffs instead. Since the cuffs add length, I trimmed the sleeves a bit to keep the final length the same. With the right sides together, I attached the cuff to the sleeve using a serger. All that's left is to hide the threads and the cardigan is ready to wear. I felt like the sleeves were just a bit too long, but my mom said she likes them as they are and didn't want to shorten them at all. The most challenging part of all this makes was getting the hem even. It took me several trips to mom's house to finally get that right. I also made her this black dress, which is based on the top I created at the beginning of the video. I actually made two dresses like this. Here's what I did to make that sleeveless dress. I added an armhole dart. This was necessary so the fabric wouldn't flare out and the bra wouldn't show. I used the fold-over method on all of these garments. I sewed the neckband to the wrong side first, then folded it over to the right side and top stitched. On this particular dress, I accidentally sewed the band to the right side first and decided not to redo it. Instead, I finished the neckline and armholes that way. It still looks fine, but the original method gives a more polished, professional look. As you can see, this dress was made from the same fabric as the top at the beginning of the video. The black dress has the same fit, just a different color. And this length is very comfortable, not too long to trip over and not too short, so it's easy to bend down. My mom brought her cardigan to try on with the dress, and it looks good too. Thank you for watching this video until the end, and I'll see you in the next one.